What's up, you guys? Jacko, you either know or you don't. Thank you guys for tuning in, blah, blah, blah. This is the second time I have to do this because my mic wasn't even on. I'm trying to upload to YouTube, and I just do like a quick check, like, all right, did the sound go through and all that stuff? And sure as hell enough, it did not go through because I didn't turn the sound back on. Ugh! Anyway. Good God. So I wanted to talk about Asta's sword, right? We all saw that it evolved into something else, and not something else, but it just has a very clear difference to its physical look, and people are trying to figure out why. And I was looking at the sword, I was like, this thing looks so god dang familiar. Like, what does it look like? And it finally clicked. It was like, that's an Ankh. That's what it is. So I just want to talk a little bit about the Ankh, and I'm going to make this video extra short because the other one was 10 minutes long, but now I got the little run through. This should be pretty short and pretty concise. So, welcome to the second take of this. And the sound is on. I'm checking right now. It's on. Okay, good. I should have checked before I did the video, right? But I just checked it. Anyway, as we probably already know, the Ankh is attributed to, like, life, right? And healing and all that stuff. That's pretty much all it is. But that's all it is if you don't do a little more research, because research is good for the soul. Okay, so I'm going to start here. This was the Ankh was found in several Egyptian words, including the words meaning mirror, floral bouquet, and life. In art, the symbol often appeared as a physical object representing either life or substances such as air or water that are related to it. It was especially commonly held in the hands of ancient Egyptian deities or given by them to the pharaoh to represent their power to sustain life and to revive human souls in the afterlife. All right, so what I want to talk about here is that the Ankh also represents not only life, but substances such as air or water. And if Asta's holding this Ankh and we see that it's attributed to air and water as well, who are his two buddies? Noel and Yuno. Yuno with air, Noel with water. So this could potentially be leading into some combination things that we could be getting later on. But we'll have to see about that, right? But what's also interesting is that air is even in there because remember, I told you that I believe that Liu Bei's anti-magic should have been Aether, which is now Yuno's magic. And again, if you've been following this channel for a while, you already know that I believe Yuno has what would have been Liu Bei's power, which is why he got the amp in the Elf arc, because he would be the dead son of Licht and blah blah blah. So that's that whole theory in a nutshell, right? So I think that's really cool. But we also have to note that it says it represents the power to sustain life and revive human souls in the afterlife when given to a pharaoh by a god, right? So we're looking at what Asta did with the sword, and people are speculating that it's probably like helping him set up an anti-magic zone, and that could very well be the case because he brought Lilith and Nama back to their physical selves when they were just literally ice and fire, and that allowed him to get that strike on Nama. But am I saying he's bringing them to life? I don't think so. So remember, we have things. I'm just going to use this concept, right? We have the Holy Cross, which we're all familiar with, and then we have the Unholy Cross, which is upside down, which is also representative of the Tree of Life and the Tree of Death. And then you look at, I put the Ankh there for reference. The Ankh in its regular orientation is with the circle upwards and the stem downwards, where Asta is holding it in the reverse side, which would be the unholy Ankh, if you will. So I think this is more geared, of course, to devils, which is why it's called the Demon Destroyer Sword. And while I'm not quite sure what he did with them, I do think the Ankh has something to do with this, as far as being that it's a reference to the Ankh. Excuse me. Now, there is something I did come across that could explain what happened with with this specific scene here, right? And this would be completely goated writing, because this would not only the series would not only contain lore, but research into lore. Like there's a method of research in lore that relates to what actually happened here, and it's kind of weird. So I'll read it to you. Hieroglyphic writing used pictorial signs to represent sounds, so that, for example, the hieroglyph for a house could represent the sounds p and r, which were found in the Egyptian word for house. This practice is known as the rebus principle, and it allowed the Egyptians to write the words for things that could not be pictured, such as abstract concepts. So that's pretty fire, right? It's this kind of embodies what the rebus principle is. Bringing the concepts of fire and ice back to what they truly were, which were Lilith and Nama in their physical forms. And that was able to land a blow on Nama. Find it wildly fascinating. Now, there was something... Oh, okay, here we go. Sorry. I've got to scroll through some of these, because I just want to hit a few points, just get to the point. I know the videos are too long, Jack. All right! Trying to make it as short as possible, but we're missing information, which I can just cover in other videos, but still, I just want to get the point across. All right, I'm trying to help us all out. All right, so it goes on to say that in some temples, the Ankh was positioned above the hieroglyph for a basket that represented the word for all. Or it could mean all life and power, or all life, power, and stability. Some deities, such as Ta and Osiris, could be depicted holding a scepter that incorporated elements of the Ankh and Djed. So what's cool here is that we have that it represents all life, power, and stability, right? Not just life and healing, but power and stability. And then we have the fact that some deities, such as Ta and Osiris, are depicted holding these on their scepters. And I mentioned in the last video that along with the Aeon of Horus, the one that precedes that is the Aeon of Osiris, which would be attributed to Juno, which would be a completely separate video once I read more about it and make it a more compelling theory. But to even mention Osiris in this, after, of course, reading up on the Aeon of Horus, where Horus is also, he was a god, well, I guess the term would be God King, because there was a king of Egypt that was worshipped as a god, and they believed he was actually Horus and whatnot. So it's all seemingly kind of fitting together. But I think this is our trifecta, right? This is Noel, Austin, where they could be representing life, power, and stability, and striving to make sure that that balance stays, within the reins of their own reality. But I think I can kind of just stop there. But I just wanted to point out that this is really cool, that it could possibly be related to the Ankh. This could definitely be a stretch. Most theories are. They have to start somewhere. They're not always going to be right. And it's just all a part of the fun. We just want to find out more about what Tabata's thinking. And I think, trying to do this is, I've said it on Twitter so many times, it's like playing chess with Tabata every week. What are you on to now? Like, what's your next move? And just trying to figure it out before he rolls it out. It's just all part of the fun. And I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it with me, for those of you that are. So yeah, I'm going to end it there. Before I go, I would like you to comment what your favorite kind of cookie is. Yeah, just so I know that you made it to the end of the video, and so I'll engage your comment and whatnot. It's more to see, again, who is actually watching and who's not, who's got the attention span of a genius and who's got the attention span of a guppy. I need to know. I honestly do need to know. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to be hitting you guys with more videos now that God, that's hard to say in succession. The Thelema video has been dropped. I can give you guys what I've been thinking, because It's very, very interesting territory. And like I said, Tabata seems to be moving more into this Egyptian route, which most lore really ends up going back to. So yeah, we'll stop it there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below with your favorite cookie, and also on Twitter. And I will see you guys in the next video. This has been Jack Oats to Go. You either know or you don't. The mic was on this time.